Okay, welcome back to Aikidoflow. Now, how to defend against a knife, and this is going to be the truth, the absolute truth. We've done many different videos over the years about this subject, and I've certainly seen a lot of other videos on this subject. But this is going to be the absolute definitive truth, how to defend against a knife. You notice that I said that I didn't say how to win against a knife. We're going to have a look at that today. Now, first of all, I think that you need to understand this right from the beginning, which is that you go up against a knife and you will get cut. Okay? You just have to accept that. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, and don't panic, okay? You can get cut by a knife and it still be fine. I've been cut many times. In fact, I cut myself when I'm making sandwiches, for God's sake. Okay? Okay? You know what? You know, knives are unbelievably dangerous, okay? And number one is that you have to accept that you're going to get cut. You know, it's exactly the same thing when you go into a fight. If you are frightened of being hit, then you will lose. You have to kind of have a mentality of when you go into a fight, you're going to get hit, so what? Exactly the same thing as a knife. You're going to get cut, and if you go into it with that philosophy, then you have a fighting chance. I'm going to tell you up front, you ain't going to win against a knife. The best you will get is you'll get a draw, okay? So when you go up against someone with a knife, then you need to be be thinking very, very clearly about this. I know Azu's got a lot of experience, obviously working on the door. Azu, tell us about your experience on the door.
I've had knives pulled on me. My colleagues have knives pulled on them, and it's a case of if you need to walk away from that. There are things you can do to try to defend yourself, but believe me, like I say, like Jason says, you're going to get cut. You know, it's going to happen. You know, you need to be able to just keep calm and just implement any techniques which you know are going to devastate somebody. Because when it comes to knives, you can't hold back. This person's trying to take your life, so you need to be on that same mentality. You cannot cower. You need to prepare yourself mentally that you're going to get hurt, but if you react appropriately, you will come out alive.
Okay, so we're going to have a look at the first technique. Okay, so this one is primarily me waving. So I'm going to be, okay, this is a knife. Yes, okay. So I'm in front of Azu, so I'm waving it about, okay, I'm saying some type of rubbish, okay, and this is perfect really for Azu to do something. Mm-hmm. So
I'm just going to have my hands out here. I'm going to act passive, but really my intention is to get my hands close to your hand as possible. And that's where I want to be, is this stance shows I don't want any trouble, whatever, and then anyway I can just grab and then do a nice wrist turn here. Lock the wrist, and eventually, lock the wrist enough, eventually hand's going to open. He's going to either drop the knife or he's going to fall over, which is going to give me a chance to run. When it comes to knives, I'm not going to try to really grab the knife, because at the end of the day, I don't want to stab anybody myself. So it's a case of, you drop the knife, I'm out of there. I'm just going to run. But it's just a nice being able to turn that wrist. And eventually as you turn the wrist, the grip on the knife gets much weaker. You'll either drop it or he'll drop to the floor. If I do it hard enough, hopefully I'm going to break that wrist.
Okay, that brings me to another point, that Azu just made, which is that in a knife self-defense situation, regardless, whatever the category is. My personal opinion is that you break the wrist while you're doing the technique. And the reason for that is that if you don't, then you're still in the same situation, okay? Someone has a knife, okay, like you do something and they drop it, okay? Either somebody else picks it up, which is the last thing that you want, okay? And you absolutely don't want the person that had the knife to pick it up again, because then otherwise the same thing would have happened. Unless they extend the knife out to you, okay, you have absolutely zero chance of getting hold of it, okay? So, for example, so Azu's here, so he's coming to stab me, okay? Number one is expect to be cut, okay? That's the first thing. So it comes in, okay? Now, okay, this defense is from the Israeli self-defense force, okay, which is, it's like a cross, it's like a crossover, okay, and what that does, as this comes out, okay, it allows you to extend the angle of defense, okay, very, very broadly, okay. You go into a cross and it crosses down and you basically lean forward, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to minimize the point where this is attacked. So you go down here. Now, chances are what's going to happen is it's going to be a couple of jabs. So as Azu comes in, so it's here. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to minimize it, because once I get here, then to be honest with you, I'm in trouble. I really am in trouble. So I'm tilting forward, okay? My arse is stuck out, okay? It's curved in, and there's a big old cross. So, and your attacker basically is looking to stab anywhere in this region here. So that's what it's about. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to minimize that, okay? Yes, as the knife crosses over, I'll get cut on my hands, but I will survive if I get cut on my hands, okay? If I get stabbed in my torso multiple times, I won't. It's okay. You know what? You'll get cut, you'll be okay. So as it comes in, bang, bang, bang. Okay, look at me. I'm spread right out, okay? I'm completely protecting myself, okay? As I was saying to you before, in a serious knife attack, you're gonna get cut. So accept that, okay? Accept the fact that it's no big deal, especially if it's on your arms, okay? You will survive. You'll just have some character scars, as I like to call them. Okay, no big deal. It just shows you've lived some life. I just want to remind you about our online training academy. If you want more detail about our style and how it works, that's where you'll find it. Links are in the description. Okay, in conclusion, you will get cut, accept it, okay? It's no big deal, okay? The second thing is that any technique is fair game, which means that in this situation, somebody is trying to inflict serious harm on you, serious harm, okay? Any technique that you do is fair game, anything whatsoever. Number 3, stay as calm as you possibly can and keep the knife away from you. And when you see an opening or an opportunity, go straight in, okay? Whatever it happens to be. If you've got the like your jumper wrapped around, like you do it and you see an opening, okay? Go in and try to neutralize the person as quickly as you possibly can. A person waving a knife around is unbelievably dangerous, unbelievably. Anyway, I shall see you on the next Aikidoflow video.